Okay, so this is a different bird. And this is the one that you gotta be a little more careful.
You don't want your fingers fit into?
I want them.
Yeah, see, the thing is with certain birds, they don't draw blood, they just pinch and then you can't feel your finger, so you don't get sympathy because nobody can really see an injury. You just can't feel it.
That's the bird that has a very large seed cracking and berry eating beak. You'll see.
71.9
71.9.
for the weight.
Just for size reference too, the chickadees that Roger's been working with are usually about 11 grams or so.
Yep.
Take a large paper clip, that's 1 gram, so 11 of those in your hand. That's about how much a chickadee weighs. It'd be very light. This bird was 71, you said?
Well, we don't know the total weight.
With the bag. With the bag.
bag.
Yes. We got to do our heavy math here.
I love that reaction.
I know, right? Roger's going to go home feeling...
No one did that for the chickadees.
Well, I was going to say, you know what? Roger's going to go home and his wife and daughter are going to do that when he walks in the door, so he's going to feel really bad.
All right, so a couple of things we can know about this bird. You see how bright red? You see how bright red some of the feathers are? So this is one of those birds where boys and girls are different. And the females are more of the reddish brown, more dull, where the males are more that bright red. They're sometimes called red birds. Interesting thing about cardinals is we've had them, in southern Minnesota for a long time. They really kind of are a more common southern bird. When I was starting out in birding and banding, a cardinal in Duluth was really rare. They just didn't go that far north. And now cardinals actually are common, a lot further than they used to be. Part of that might be just their natural expansion. Part of it might be people's bird feeders, helping those birds just, survive that little bit of edge. Gives them, that it gives them a little bit more of an advantage.
Extends the range.
And then, our climate is warming. Across the state, we have turkeys all the way up by, Crosby and up that way already, and so in the case of cardinals and red-bellied woodpeckers and some other birds, they may be expanding as the winters are milder. So this one of those things that we're going to try and find out. But the other thing I know about this bird is it's a young bird. It's a hatchier bird, and the reason is if you look at that bill, see how dark it is? It's got when baby cardinals hatch, their bill is black. It's really dark. And then as they get older, it changes. That black fades away and it becomes that horn color, that bill. And so their bill becomes nice and bright and light colored. So automatically I know this is a hatchier male. So in that case, much easier than a cardinal.
Viva la cardinal.
Viva, yeah. Now, on the other hand, chickadees just kind of nibble you to death. This guy can hurt. And so if you look at that beak is literally built for cracking seeds. And if it can crack big seeds and kernels of corn, it can also draw blood on a bander if they're not careful.
Grab a kernel of corn sometime and try to break it with your fingers and see how hard they are. You can do that or even with your teeth. You can probably crack your teeth.
You probably break your
corn.
teeth. Don't do that at home.
Yeah, we didn't tell you.
Don't try to chew on corn.
We didn't tell
If you break your tooth, Kirk told you to do that.
But you can see how hard that is.
Not the
they
banders.
can do it just like that. You don't want your finger in there.
He's biting whatever he can reach, even if it's his own foot.
Yeah, I don't think he'll do much to the metal.
Yeah. Oh, you make a bet? One of the things that happens with cardinals is they can crush these bands. And so, how we have the band, it's called a butt-end band because the ends could butt together. They can actually bite that band and overlap it.
So that's why we have to be really
And so we have to be careful. In some places, like down south with cardinals, they actually use a stainless steel band, which is harder, so they can't bite it as easily. And if we get a cardinal back that has a band that's overlapped, we'll check, and if that band can still slide up and down the leg, we'll just leave it. Because it's less impact on the bird to just leave it because he's doing fine, or she's doing fine, than to try to take that crimp band off and either reshape it or replace it. So some birds can chew on that band and change their shape. But this guy is actually being pretty cooperative. He said,
You're working your magic on him.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Famous last word.
Yeah, exactly. So wing chord is 93, nope, 94. 94? So a 94 millimeter wing versus a 65 millimeter wing. And then chickadees, maybe a 65 millimeter tail. Cardinals have really long tails. And so this tail measures 96. Yep.
Can you see how Roger's not putting his nose right down there?
No fat,
More flexible neck than you think, too.
but I can also see some, beavers kill me. I can also see some molt. So the bird is growing in body feathers, probably has grown in some wing feathers. It's
Yeah,
maybe
he's got
one
a feather
coming in.
Yeah.
And so the hatchier bird is changing from its juvenile plumage into its adult plumage. So they get a birthday on January 1st. We see this bird in March. It's going to look like every other adult, and the only way we'll know it's exactly a year old is because we'll have a band on it.
Yep.
Otherwise, all we can say is it's an adult.
Yep.
Okay? So if you want to take pictures or go outside and watch it release,
Molly will take it.
Molly,
Let me know when you get enough pictures. Oh, thank you. There you go. Oh, yes,
He's going for my fingernails. I'm gonna. Everyone got pictures? Yeah. All right.
Can I get pecked by him?
What?
Can I get pecked by
I
him?
can't let him touch you right now.
Okay.
Okay. We're gonna let him go. If he doesn't bite me first. There he goes. He's gonna go out into the trees. He's gonna fluff his feathers up and preen them all out so he feels a little better, and then we're gonna go back to feeding.